Sagittarius, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for early March 2022. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know I appreciate each and every single one of you. And we're going to get right down to business, right down to work with an oracle card here just to breeze into this nice and smooth. So let's shuffle it up one time for the beautiful and lovely Sagittarius collective here in early March. Let's see what's going on with my friends. Let's have a little bit of fun here, Saggy. See what we got. And yeah, we're just going to look at this first card real quick, then we'll get into the full tarot reading itself. And at the very end, I'm going to pull you a bonus card with the Shadowland Tarot just to see what type of shadows might be around you or what shadow work you might want to lean into. It's always a very interesting aspect to a reading, so there's much for you to think about and consider, my friends. Let's get it going though. What do we have for Saggy, please? As always, only take what hits for you, only what resonates. You toss everything else right out the damn window. Okay. This is interesting. So there might be some variables with time in whatever situations you're going through with here. And it is very dreamy. This isn't a negative card on its face, but we'll talk about it before we do, though. If you're new here, I'll be speaking about the March subscriber surprise towards the end, so you might want to check that out. Also, if you're active on Twitter, my handle's @KyleofCups. Please feel free to tweet me things. But into the reading we go. You see this lady here, it looks like she's doing a yoga pose. So maybe some of you do have a big interest in spirituality. Yoga, meditation, altered states could possibly be it with this card, which is very interesting, exploring those altered states of mind. That's something I don't normally get from this card, but for some reason it's showing up now. It also has a clock. Notice the numbers are flying off this clock. It does speak to the illusionary fabric of time. Everyone says like, oh, time is an illusion, it's just a human construct. So I'm getting a lot of interesting things here, Sagittarius. So I don't know if you've been having thoughts like that. You might be extra philosophical in this time, but for some of you there might just be situations where you're up against the clock or you're biding your time, waiting. Time is some sort of aspect here. You might be waiting on something. But let's get into tarot. Okay, I don't feel like that card's bad whatsoever. It was giving me a lot of interesting things this week. But yeah, we're going to get you 3 in the upright, then we'll intuitively clarify, as always. What we got for Saggy? Now, last week's reading, it was a little dicey. It was titled A Big Issue. The week before that was an explosive talk. And it's crazy because 2 weeks before that, I had the best reading I've ever done for Sagittarius. Literally called the best reading ever. So we're going to hope to get more positive energy flowing in here. As you know, energy is always moving and changing. Hopefully you haven't been dealing with too many dicey situations like I was seeing in the cards last week. But let's get it going here. What do we have for Saggy? Okay, you have 4 of Pentacles showing up here. Some of you might really be struggling with a little bit of cabin fever. That's like the first thing, and I don't want to get too intuitive just yet, but like for some reason I felt like I needed to say that. All right, we have the Lovers in position number 2. Your personal relationships could be at the forefront for whatever reason. Let's get one more. Okay. This is going to be a very layered one, I could already tell. Okay, we have the 9 of Wands, the Wounded Warrior here. Now, that's nothing to be nervous about, nothing to be afraid of, because we still have to clarify all this. So we're going to go through, I'll give you some of the classical meanings and archetypes of these cards before we get into those juicy, intuitive messages. So position number 1, and I just want to state this as well, on the extreme ends of this spread, we have 2 very solid, grounded types of cards. So I'm extra intrigued to see what clarifies them. But the 4 of Pentacles here. It could be somebody who's being a little stubborn. This could be somebody that's a little immovable. This could be somebody or something that's not being let go of. In regards to money, there might be someone around you who's a little stingy. Okay, this isn't the most giving type of energy. This is the reverse energy of the 6 of Pentacles, in my opinion. For some others, this could be feelings of jealousy. I'm not directing that at you, but there could be someone around you that has little tinges of that. Okay, a little envy. But it could also be good. It could also be sturdy. All cards are a double-edged sword. There's always 2 sides to every single card. So the positives of this is it's super sturdy and reliable in a sense. But moving to the center, we have the Lovers. This could represent a Gemini. And the Lovers, way back in the day, this card used to be called something different. I believe it was called the Choice. It would speak about a fork in the road, literally, like 2s in tarot. Do you go left? Do you go right? Now, modern day readers do see this as something that represents romantic interest. It can mean that, of course, but I see this as an umbrella card. If this doesn't represent a Gemini in your life, it speaks of the importance of our personal relationships, all right? Friends, romance, otherwise. there could be a huge highlight on that in this time. Those that you're connecting with, those that you're sharing energy with. Generally, this is a very positive card. It could represent soulmates, twin flames, things of that sort. I like the Lovers. If it's not speaking about romance, if it's not speaking about partnerships, it's generally a silky, smooth, beautiful, luscious, positive type of energy. Moving to the very back end. Nine of Wands, once again, another grounded card. This could represent somebody who's been through a lot of mess. This is somebody who has some wounds. This one who has some battle scars. Doesn't want to go through any nonsense again. I get it. You know, when you've been through a tough time, when you feel like you've been getting knocked down, you keep getting back up, keep getting knocked down. This card can be a little combative if we're talking about communication. There could be a wall up. You might be having issues communicating with those around you. Okay, so, or something might be stalling out, but I want to see what clarifies it, because that'll really tell the tale here. So we're going to dive deeper. Let's jump in and clarify. Okay, let's get one more good shuffle here for my lovely Sagittarius friends. My guides, talk to me. Let's see what we have for you. Early March, please. And yes, Saggy. This is where I go intuitive with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot. Because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation, and I'm just giving you mine. We're going to go in on this Four of Pentacles. See what's up with that. And also, if you read cards yourself, that's why the box is here. You could just play along. If there's any messages that you're feeling and you want to deliver to your collective, you just drop it down below, because I don't mind. I actually encourage it. I feel like we all learn together. There's so many ways to interpret cards. But let's go in on this Four of Pentacles. I do not have a monopoly. Okay, so... All right, yeah, we have the Two of Cups in reverse. Interesting. That is a very similar card to the Lovers, okay? Yeah, this might be a blast from the past of some kind, or someone that you may have had dealings with that is like still a little salty about something. So there absolutely could be somebody in your energy that's like, I don't want to say causing energetic harm. I don't want to be an alarmist. I don't want to be a pessimist either. But energies, especially when you have a connection with somebody, they can affect you in various different ways. Even if you don't speak to the person face to face or even through the phone, whatever, energies could still link. So you might need to watch that. This could be a warning about the company you keep. There could be someone around you that might seem like a friend, but might really not be. So you got to watch out for two faces. That's just how this is feeling. This could be a warning about individuals, a warning about people in your circle. So beware of the company you keep for sure. Now, I'm interested to see what plays out in the rest of this reading, but this one's pretty clear to me. Okay, because the Two of Cups, that's a conflict-based card, or two people butting heads, not seeing eye to eye. And with the things I was speaking about with this Four of Pentacles, it's not the best vibe here. It's a little grudgy, I'll just say that. So we're going to go into the Lovers. Like I said, it's a little warning there. So let's see what's going on with these Lovers. I don't want to talk that one into the ground, you know what I mean? Okay. Yeah, for some of you, if you've been having issues with an air sign, it's showing up here double. We have the Queen of Swords in reverse. This is somebody who might not be taking something too seriously, or they could be like shifting something away. Like, nah, that's all right. No, that's no big deal. Don't worry about that. That's kind of the weird intuitive vibe this is giving me. Okay, this is really, really interesting here. Now, if that's not a Libra, Gemini, Aquarius showing up that you're having issues with, like I said, there's a big highlight on the company you keep, those that you share energy with, your personal relationships, friends, romantic, family. Otherwise, there's a huge highlight on that. So beware of it once again, okay, with the Lovers and the Queen of Swords in reverse. I feel like this is somebody, I don't want to say blame shifting, but like, oh no, that's not that big a deal. It's not that serious. Don't worry about it. Okay, so there could be some speed bumps in those you're closest with in the coming days and weeks. So beware of that for sure. It's like we're getting a similar message in the first two alignments. Let's go in and see what's up with the Nine of Wands. Okay. Yeah, especially if you're linked with a Gemini, that's a little rough. But we're going to go in on this Nine of Wands, then I'll do a quick little recap before we get into the shadow card. So let's see what's up here. Why is this Nine of Wands here? Thank you. Yeah, Three of Wands. Yeah, this is absolutely somebody in a holding pattern, a wait and see pattern. You might have dealings with somebody who is like extra, ultra protective, bordering on secrecy, but it's for a reason. That's how this feels to me here with the Nine of Wands and the Three of Wands. you might be in purposeful manifestation mode, like, you know what, I'm not really going to give my energy to this or give my energy to that. I'm going to wait and see what the universe sends my way. So it's given me a lot of things. Sagittarius, there's a lot going on in this spread overall. But yeah, the 9 of Wands, the 3 of Wands, it's simple. Somebody waiting. And like I said very early in the beginning, time could be a factor. It's showing up here on the back end, like somebody biding their time, waiting on the right opportunity. Okay, whether that's you or somebody else. Very interesting stuff here. And I would say this isn't really, I mean, Sagittarius is a very smart intellectual type of sign. Okay, so this, for some of you, that could be you. But Saggy is usually much more fiery, if that makes sense. I mean, they are Wands cards. Let's go through and do a quick little recap, because I do feel like what I've been saying throughout the whole reading could be the main thing you need to take away for the coming days and weeks, watching those around you. But in position number 1, we have the Four of Pentacles with the 2 of Cups in reverse. Yeah, it might be somebody from the past trying to resurface, or somebody you've had a falling out with who might still be a little bit salty, but a big warning about those that you're connected to, those that you've shared energy with in various different ways, could resurface in some type of way, or it could be affecting you. But moving to the back end, you might want to do some cleansing for sure. We have the Lovers with the Queen of Swords in reverse. Now, if you aren't having issues with a Gemini or an air sign, this is somebody like not taking something seriously. Like, oh yeah, don't worry about that. Oh yeah, that nothing to worry about, nothing to see here. But once again, you absolutely need to watch those that you're connected with, watch the company you keep, because it's like a double warning in the beginning about the people around you. So beware of certain individuals for sure. But getting on the back end, we have the 9 of Wands with the 3 of Wands in the upright. Like I said, I mean, if this is you in that waiting pattern, watching, seeing how something plays out, so be it. But this is somebody who is very protective, possibly a little secretive, putting a wall up purposefully. But I feel like it's for a very specific reason, a valid reason, okay? But for some of you, you could just be waiting, letting time elapse and seeing how things play out. You might just be in the mode where you're waiting on spirit and the universe to send things your way. What doesn't come my way is not for me. That's kind of the vibe. But let's get into the shadow card. Please take a screenshot if you'd like. Interesting stuff this week, Saggy, for sure. And yeah, we're going to pull from the Shadowland Tarot and just get one card out here to tie this reading up nice and smooth. So let's shuffle it up for Saggy, please. What's in the shadows for Sagittarius? And as I say every time before I pull this card, it is a darker deck. And when we're looking at shadows, we're looking at the rougher sides of the energies, which is what we're going to do here. So let's get one card out. What do we have for Saggy? Thank you. All right, we have the Empress. Don't wait too long on something. Like, this is a big warning about inaction. Okay, for some of you, it could just be a dicey situation with a Taurus or a mother figure rearing its ugly head for some reason. Hopefully, that's obviously not for everyone. But when I see the Empress, generally one of the big cards of blessings, beautiful, abundance, nature, big connections here. But the rougher side of this Empress, like I said, if it's not issues with a mother sign, it's a little stubborn. This is something that could be immovable. This is also an energy that could be a little bit smothering. So there might be an individual in your circle that like is making you feel smothered in some kind of way, or like the walls are closing in. I feel like that's the big shadow message here. For some of you, you might do some outlandish things when you feel like the walls are closing in. And this could be spirit saying like, hey, try to work on that, right? Because if you get a little too spontaneous or you act out of line, whatever it might be, there could be repercussions. The Empress, though, generally good, even though it has rougher aspects. I don't feel like it's anything treacherous. But try not to be too stubborn in this time and try to be more action-oriented. That's what this card says. So, Saggy, that's what I have for you this week. Don't click away just yet. I'm going to give you the details of the March subscriber surprise. If you got your name in for the February subscriber surprise, the winners will be posted in the community tab March 1st. But for the March subscriber surprise, I'm giving away 2 copies of the beautiful Gilded Tarot Royale. It's one of my favorite decks. So if you'd like to get your name for this, it's 2 simple things. As always, my friends, first, you must be subscribed. And second, let me know down in the comments what zodiac sign vibes best with you. It has to be a different one than your own, though. So drop that in the comments. You'll be entered to win. And that's it. At the end of March, going into April, I'll announce the winners. As always, my friends, much love to you. And I'll see you next time.